Hello. Guess who's back? Of course, I start by almost immediately peeking my microphone. Awesome. Hello. Long time no see. How's everybody doing? Bunny, thank you for being here. Good to see you. Congrats on getting first. Oh man, it has been some time. Arp. Hello, Arp. Good to see you. I am good. I am. Oh my god, is this doing. The microphone is doing the thing again, isn't it? That's the one thing that I didn't try to fix while I was gone. As you can see, I have new scenes. I have everything like set up differently and stuff. I've redone everything. I'll go into it later. The one thing that I didn't get a chance to do was see if I could fix the mic issue. Okay, it seems to be good right now. Let's hope I don't like bump it or anything like that. This feels weird. Not because I'm back streaming. I am very happy to be back streaming again. But because I'm in just chatting. And that feels very weird. Because I'm not even kidding when I say this. In the 3.5 years that it's been since I started streaming, I don't think I've ever been in just chatting. I don't think I've ever been in just chatting. Ever. Since I started streaming 3.5 years ago. This is my first ever just chatting stream. Which is weird. It's really weird. It feels so weird to be in a just chatting right now because I'm always just like, oh, I will like say hi to like the one or two people who show up at the beginning. And then there's like no announcements, and then we're just gonna move into the game. And that's it. But not this time. Not this time. This time, we are going to be in just chatting the whole time. I'm not gonna do anything else today. I figured it would be good to just kind of go over everything. Because a lot has happened. Obviously, the new layout and stuff. But a lot of other stuff has happened with just like life and whatever. And so I figured we'd just kind of hang out and chat and see where the night takes us. Where do I begin? Things have been all over the place. I don't know where to start. I planned out a lot of what I would talk about tonight, but I didn't plan how I would start tonight. That might have been a good idea to actually figure out how to start things off. But chapter 1, yes. That's typically a good place to start. The question is, what is chapter 1 for this? But while I'm figuring out what chapter 1 actually is, how are you all doing? It's good to see you both here. Oh, that's something that I do want to start with, is just say congratulations to ARP and thank you so much for becoming a mod here and being willing to take that on. I was actually without a mod for 1.5 years. Ever since I came back from my first hiatus, which is how I met so many people of the community that I'm in now, with Blue Mix and everything like that. Um, that was all during the first, well, not Blue Mix specifically, but Pink, um, who I met, which has then led to everything else since the first hiatus. And then I came back from hiatus, was going for a year and a half. That whole time, I didn't have a mod. The entire time. Um, so yes, thank you again so much, Arp, for taking the plunge to become a mod here. You've been a great member of the community for that year and a half. And maybe longer. I'm actually forgetting when we met. I think it was before that. I think you knew me. I think we knew each other before the hiatus, or maybe we met during my first hiatus. It's possible we met during my first hiatus. Because I remember the order of events. I initially had met Sax, and I was hanging out in Sax's streams, and then from Sax, Pink raided into him, which is then how I met Pink. And then at one point, Fish raided Pink, I think. And that's how I found Fish. And from Fish, I found you. And that all happened during my hiatus. During the first hiatus, I should say. Did I fix these buttons? Ooh, yes I did. Apparently. Frostmoth. I'll use a Great Ball for that. Yeah, swimming upstream. And that all, the only reason that all happened in the first place was because one person banned me. So that's interesting. But yeah, anyway. I came back from that hiatus, and for a year and a half until this hiatus that I'm just coming back from, I didn't have a mod. Oh, hello, welcome in. Good to see you. How are you doing today? I'm glad you were able to catch my return stream. Good, glad to hear it. We're just hanging out and chatting today. So, let's see. Oh, come on. Really, Frostmoth? So, I guess we can kind of get started. Before we go into what is going to be happening now, I guess let's talk about everything that happened while I was gone. So a lot of stuff happened. Obviously, I was just like super busy for the holidays and stuff. As part of that, I did go on vacation to Costa Rica. Now, I don't have pictures today. I wasn't able to get pictures onto my computer to be able to share and show them off and whatever this time. I might do that. I don't know. We'll see. I know some people were interested in seeing pictures from the trip and stuff, so that might happen at some point. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, things were just very busy through the holidays. It was good. Christmas was nice. My family always hosts Christmas Eve dinner, and we had 12 people this time for dinner, including us, which was amazing, and it was the largest group that we've had since the pandemic, so that was very nice to have. And then let's see, what else? What else happened while I was gone? Not a lot. I'm gonna be probably starting a job. I like 6 months ago went just like walked around town and passed out resumes and stuff. And yesterday I had a like they called it a training day, but it was more of like a trial day than a training day, where I went into a place um and learned how it does, and I worked a full day and for them to basically like try me out and see how they like me basically. Um and so ooh, soon I should be hearing back from them. If that all works out, then I will have a part-time job finally, after having not had anything since like May, when I got out of school. So that's exciting. And yeah, eh, it takes time. It takes time. Remember, I was in the program that you were doing. I was in that program back in the spring, right? And after the program ended, then I finished up school, and was looking for a job that whole time. Then I got my IT, my first IT certificate, and then still nothing. And it's literally only now that I'm getting something, and it's a part-time job that I think I'm gonna get it. It's a small shop, so it was just me and the person training me who were the only ones there yesterday. Um, but the person who was training me really liked me a lot. So I am, while it was technically a trial day as instead of like official training or whatever, I am pretty confident that I will end up with it, and I will hear, not should, I will end up hearing this week. So this week I could be starting. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Um, so I mean, it does take time. The story with that one, as I said, is that I literally walked around town and passed out my resume to people like 6 months ago. And then a few days ago, I got an email from the guy at this place saying that he saw my resume. So you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Don't give up. Keep going to all of the events and stuff that our mutual organization offers and stuff. And something's going to happen at some point. It'll happen. Um, so yeah, that's what's been going on with me, with just life and stuff. Um, I'm excited. I'm excited to get back to streaming. I'm excited to get back to work. Um, I think I'm going, and that is something I think I'm going to have a consistent schedule, or fairly consistent schedule maybe. It's not like it's just like a little shop, as I said, and so it's like only daytime hours, which means my evenings are totally free, which means I can theoretically have a consistent streaming schedule. And I do want to be very consistent with streaming. I before I was like, I'm gonna try to do it once a week, and we'll see what happens. And I still want to like be doing stuff. I know we're in an ad. We can take a break. It's a minute and a half. Oop. Discord. Discord link just went into chat. There's nothing really new about the Discord. There's been a little bit of organization stuff that's happened, nothing too major. Um, Obviously, being on Bluemix, I've made it so that Bluemix members have their own special tag. So if you are in Bluemix and you're on the server, you will get a special role. The role doesn't really do anything right now. I'm debating on if I add a chat section specifically for Bluemix people. Right now, I I have to this point decided against it, but it's something that might happen. I don't know. But you do get your own role and get split out into a different category in the list. And that's kind of the main thing that's happened on Discord. Is just that extra role for those people. It also pulls you out if you have your Twitch linked or whatever, then it'll pull you out for streaming as well if you're live. And yeah, I do want to start doing. I know I've said this a million times, but now that I'm starting to kind of have life at least a little bit more figured out, I do want to go back to doing just like hangout sessions on Discord every once in a while. I don't know what that's going to entail. It could be playing games or doing movie nights. There's a movie night specifically that I want to do. There is one movie night that I'm going to be planning. I haven't figured out when I want to do it yet, but there is one that I know that I want to do. I've been saying for a few months that I want to do it, and I've talked to a few people who I know are interested in joining for this specific one. So definitely keep an eye out on the Discord for an announcement of or a poll. I might put up a poll of like when the best time for people is to be able to do that. So if you're interested in a movie night with my favorite musical, definitely be sure to join the Discord, and of course stream notifications, all that, yada yada yada, whatever. um so future stream stuff. What is actually going to be happening on the channel now? Because I think it is going to be a little bit different. A lot of stuff will be very similar to what it was before. I'll be doing a lot of the same things, but I do want to switch things up a little bit. So, what is actually going to be happening on the channel? Well, obviously the big thing, it's kind of my whole brand, is the music. Right? That's kind of what my channel is. And it's what my channel will continue to be. Not doing any today, obviously. Since I'm not set up for it today. But piano streams. Piano streams are, of course, coming back. It'll be pretty regular as well, I think. I hope. I want it to be. I've been working on stuff for the request list. The request list is a little bit bigger right now, not much. But it is slowly growing. I've been going back and trying to look for like older things that I did a long time ago that I could put back onto the list, trying to learn new stuff. So it is a very slow process because like happened every single time before, all of my streams, all of my piano streams, I have been bad about practicing. Oh, big surprise there. But yeah, I am working on stuff. Trying to work on stuff to add to the list. The stuff that I want to add, the stuff that I have added, and stuff that I have not even started learning that I know I'm going to want to add onto the list at some point. So there's definitely good stuff coming there. For now, it'll mostly just be, well, not mostly, it will be exactly what it was before, with the same list. I think there's one or two other pieces on it that I've added since the last piano stream. But it'll basically be the same. With that, obviously, just with the new fancy look and overlay, which I'm not gonna show right now. You'll see that when I actually do the stream. I'm not gonna show any of my overlays. Um, Speaking of overlays, that is another thing. Is I actually did do this a little bit, but I'm not going to anymore. Which is one thing that on the gaming side to expect is no first playthroughs. I am not going to be doing any first playthroughs of any games. It just I part of the reason is, or a lot of the reason is actually just because as words, brain, please. With how frequently I'm able to stream, I mean, I could theoretically stream almost every day, but I would get burnt out so quickly if I did that. I'm absolutely not going to. But with how with why can I not speak right now? With the frequency of streams, and given how many different things I would end up doing, because multiple other things will be coming back besides just the piano streams, if I'm doing a first playthrough, then I'm just gonna have a stream of it, and then it could be a few weeks before I touch the game again, and then I'll forget what I'm doing or lose interest, and that happened before. That's exactly what happened before, or like if I'm having to just constantly look things up. I don't want to be constantly looking things up. I don't want to lose the motivation to play a game. When I'm starting a new game, I tend to just sit there, and that is the one game I will play. I will, instead of playing a whole bunch of games at once, I am just going to focus on one game and play through that, and it's going to be a lot faster than if I had or if I had to take the break to stream, in between streams. Wow, words. It's the first day back, give me a break. Okay. So yeah, no first playthroughs. Yeah, with Celeste right now, I need to play that. I haven't had a chance to play Celeste yet. My big thing right now has been Elden Ring. I've played so much Elden Ring. I'm like, oh, I don't even know, 480 hours into Elden Ring or something like that. 470, 480 hours. And I'm currently doing another playthrough. I'm gonna be starting yet another playthrough with a friend using the Seamless Co-op mod. And then I'm probably gonna do a stream playthrough as well, which I already have a scene set up. I will be streaming Elden Ring at some point. I'm debating on whether the stream playthrough is 100% playthrough or not. I'm doing a 100% playthrough right now. And I might do another one for stream on top of the one that I was already doing. And then once we do that, we might get into some modded stuff, actually. I've tried some mods, but it's interesting with the mods, because I have found that I actually don't like a lot of the big ones. Like, there's one called Reforged, Elden Ring Reforged, and there's another one that's called Convergence. These are the two biggest mods. They actually change a ton of stuff. They'll completely rebalance things. They'll add all sorts of new talismans and spells. They'll take away some stuff as well, which is partly why I don't like it. But they'll like rebuild complete areas of it. Dirtle, hi, good to see ya. Long time no see. Even before my hiatus, it was long time no see. How are you? Good to see ya. So yeah, that's like my lips are sealed. Don't worry. But yeah. So I tried Convergence. I tried Reforged, and I actually didn't like them a whole lot, which is interesting because they add so much stuff. I was like, oh, this is gonna be amazing, and I'm gonna love like all of the extra stuff, and there's gonna be so many options. But then a lot of the stuff that they did, I'm just like, I'm not actually a big fan of that. So there's not really too many mods that I actually would play, and a lot of it is more of like quality of life stuff. Um, One mod that I've been using that's kind of fun is called Transmogrify. It's a transmogrification mod. And basically all that does is no matter what armor you're wearing, you can make it look like you're wearing any other armor. It's gonna have the stats of whatever you're actually wearing, but you want to wear this one piece of armor that's ridiculously good, but you hate how it looks? Okay, well, transmogrify it. It'll still have the stats of that one, but it'll look like a different thing. Right? So that's kind of fun. And I recently just discovered a mod, which I think is really interesting, and it in basically completely reworks the Great Runes, which is so interesting because it's like the way I play, right? I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna get Godrick's Great Rune, equip it, and then I'm never gonna use any other one, right? What this mod does is it takes all of the Great Runes and it actually makes their active effect when you use a rune arc worse. But so those effects aren't quite as good, but it completely reworks all of the effects to all be usable in single player, and they actually give passive buffs as well. So as soon as you get Godrick's Great Rune, I think you get like a 5% automatic health buff that's just a permanent upgrade, right? But then you crack the thing and then it's not as powerful as it normally is. And then every single Great Rune is reworked in that way, to be available for a single player. So like Mohg's Great Rune is normally only for multiplayer, but it's given single player effects for this extra buff thing, which that's kind of cool. Yeah, so well, I do a lot of playthroughs, first of all. I've beat the base game twice already. I'm currently doing a third one and all sorts of stuff like that, right? And I'm going to be doing another seamless run with someone, and then I'm in the middle of two seamless runs right now, actually. Well, one we're going to be starting over. But then doing a new one for stream is so that I can have a place where we can experience the game together, right? And because I save all of my stream VODs, right? They all go up on YouTube as well. And so then I can have a complete playthrough of it, right? Nothing gets left out, right? If you're here for the entire run, then it's not like, oh, I am starting at this point in the game for somebody who's never seen me who's never seen the game. now I'm suddenly halfway through. What happened? What's going on? I don't understand anything, kind of thing, right? So then you all get to come along the journey with me from the beginning of a run all the way through to the end of it. Yes. So that's why whenever I do play any game, I'm never just gonna take a personal save that I've been working on and just start there on stream. I'm always going to start a new one fresh and go through and do it like that. So, speaking of the big kicker here, Breath of the Wild. I, of course, had been working on 100% completion of Breath of the Wild before this hiatus for the second and a half time. For those who don't know the full story, I was doing Breath of the Wild 100% on my own, fully on my own, before I ever started streaming, and I got up to about 60%. Everything that I had left was Koroks. I had all the shrines, I had all of the champions, everything. All of the quests were done. It was just Koroks left. It was about half the Koroks. I was about 60% completion. I started streaming, and so I decided to start a new run for stream. That started literally from the beginning of my streaming journey. My streaming career has always been start a new save for stream. And I got up to about 80%, and that's when I went on my first hiatus. While I was on that hiatus, I finished that run, then I got the Tears of the Kingdom OLED. And my save didn't transfer properly, and so I lost it. Over the last year and a half, since that hiatus, I've been working on another one. And I am almost done. I got into Central Hyrule, and that's all I have left is Central Hyrule. So, and I'm over 800 Koroks at this point. It's close to done, right? However, I don't actually think I'm going to finish that run. Because I am still burnt out on it, even though I haven't even touched the game since the last time I streamed it. And the last few streams of it that I did have been the only time I've touched the game. I haven't touched Tears of the Kingdom for like a year and a half at this point, just because I'm so burnt out on the world. And so while I am so close to finishing that run, I have finished the run before, technically, so I don't actually think I'm going to go back to it. So there's not going to be any more Breath of the Wild for quite a while. I may do a regular, just casual playthrough at some point, but that's going to be the only time I ever play that game again, is if I do that run. Same with Tears of the Kingdom, the only time I ever stream it is if I end up doing a casual playthrough of it to stream at some point, which at the moment I am not planning on doing for quite a long time. However, there are a lot of other games that I am planning on doing. We're gonna play Pokemon games, the other Zelda games. Obviously, I've mentioned Elden Ring, which I want to do. And that brings me on to another point, which is overlays. Obviously, you can see I'm in a window now instead of just being stuck on top of my logo. Right? I've completely redesigned all of my scenes for everything. Every single game scene, all of my regular scenes, my music scene, everything has been fully redone. It's been a lot of work. It's taken me about 30 hours, maybe more, to do everything and get everything working properly. In fact, just before stream, I was fixing some last-minute things with stuff. So, what I'm going to be doing is casual playthroughs where Like the tracker that I had for Breath of the Wild, I'm going to be doing that for every single game that I play. Every single one, I'm going to have those kinds of trackers on it for various different things. Like for Pokemon, it'll be the gym badges, and for I don't know, Zelda, it'll be like the major collectibles in the game or whatever it is, right? So that's what's going to be kind of the gaming side of things from now on, is just casual playthroughs with those trackers, unless I'm specifically like, I am doing 100% for this game specifically kind of thing. And it'll all be games that I've played before, as I mentioned. So yeah, that's kind of what to expect from now on the gaming side. Regular gaming, at least. Pokemon. The Pokemon fan game is in a bit of an interesting spot right now. So, obviously, a lot of you know that the project has been on and off for quite a while, and right now it is off. I ended up screwing up some files and am forced to restart. And I'm in a tough spot with that because restarting, I could restart in the same version of the program or in an updated version. In an updated version, I was able to get everything working except for the main thing. The main thing being non-binary support. For those who may remember the story of my game and stuff, or at least the little bit that I did share when I was building stuff on stream, and if you don't remember, I'll explain it right now. But my game actually has 3 protagonists to choose from: male, female, and a non-binary option. The non-binary plugin I couldn't get working on the newest version. Every other one I could. If I can't get that non-binary plugin to work on the newest version, I'm forced on the older version of the program, which has significantly less plugin support and a lot less that I'm able to do with it generally, and just less items in general, because it doesn't have like any of the Gen 9 stuff kind of thing or whatever. If I can eventually get that to work on the newer version, I'm going to have tons of options for all sorts of different things that I would be able to do with it, which is what I'm hoping for. Unfortunately, I have not been able to get that to work yet, and so the game is on hold until I can either figure out how to do that, or I just end up giving up and staying on the old version. However, once it is back, once I am able to get that all resolved, then I will be streaming, working on the game again. Which I know a lot of people really enjoyed seeing, like how I put things together and how I make stuff and all of that. I will be streaming the process again, when the time comes, regardless of how things end up working out. Yeah. I don't really have, honestly, too much more that I was going to talk about. Kind of covered everything that I was going to talk about. We talked about what happened while I was gone. We talked about what's coming up for the channel. That's kind of what I had planned. Oh, thank you for that follow. Were you not already following me? Were you not already following? That was weird. Also, wait, I didn't even notice. Did you hear the follow sound? Okay, yeah, I just saw that it did play. Okay. Yeah. I thought that was broken for a sec. Ooh, that was bright. Okay. Don't the sound? You don't know what that sound is? Oh man. Fennel! Fennel! You don't know the sound. It's the Pokeball pop. It's the sound that that a Pokeball makes. Cause I caught you. It's specifically the anime version of the sound when a Pokemon catches, when the when it actually catches, like it does the shake and the actual catch. That's the catch sound from the anime. Because you followed. I've caught you. You have been caught. Yeah. I don't know what that laugh was. That was weird. Anyway. So, yeah, obviously, a lot of stuff has been reworked. I have been also. Is it not an evil arc? Oh my god. Um. I have been trying to figure things out for channel points as well. I have gotten some stuff figured out. I'm trying to think of more stuff because I'm really struggling with what to add. A lot of people play sounds and stuff, but I kind of don't want to do that for a few different reasons. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Um, because I do want to get more stuff in there, and I have gotten some extra stuff in there. Um, but yeah. Once again, I don't have much to add to that. Ooh. Yes, they do, which I could theoretically do something like that. Um, but I'm part of what I want to do. I mean, the reason that I don't want to do sounds is because I don't want it to be like distracting kind of thing. Like when I'm doing a piano stream, right, and then people are redeeming ones with all sorts of sounds going off while I'm playing piano, right? That like eh, kind of ruins the soundscape of the piano when I'm in whatever, like that kind of thing. And yes, the tongue twister redeems make me like stop and do something else, but then like the lifting weights kind of thing or any sort of like workout stuff is also of like I have to like get up and like step away from whatever I'm doing kind of thing, and which is why I kind of don't want to do something like that. Um, but having those kinds of restrictions makes things quite difficult to figure out. And there's an ad. Okay. You know what I could do? Hmm. You know what I could do? I could create a channel on Discord for ideas, for like channel point ideas that anybody could contribute to. There's an idea. Hmm. That might be a play. Maybe to do something like that. Also, I know things are very quiet without music playing in the background, but I don't want to. Ooh, yeah, with pinning the restrictions. That could be good. That could be a good way to do it. My original thought with it was do it so that people can't see what other people have requested. So that you send a message and then it just kind of goes into the ether and nobody can read the actual backlog and see what other people have said. And then if a lot of people say the same things, um, then could be like how the voting of like doing more could work or something. I don't know. There's a lot of ways it could do it, but I might add something like that. Um, yeah, we've somehow been going for almost an hour, despite only being in chatting. I don't understand how that's possible. I don't understand how I have lasted this long just chatting. Because normally I'm only able to talk for like maybe 5 minutes before switching to doing something else. This is honestly kind of insane. But I'll take it. I will take it. The game. Oh, you mean like the dynamic overlays kind of thing? Yeah, I mean, as I said, literally from the very beginning, my first stream ever was teaching the basics of music theory, and then the second one was Breath of the Wild, and I did the tracker for Breath of the Wild. Oh, okay, yeah, that is actually something that brings up a good point, cause like I've watched like Linkus 7, right? I do a lot of like Wind Waker randomizers and stuff, and what I don't actually know is like what is the visual overlay that they use to keep track of the items, because like you remember how mine are like really big stuff, right? All like along the whole bottom of the game, and it's like 5 things along the bottom because the icons are so big or whatever. But doing something like those smaller overlays for like randomizers, that's another thing that I could do. I could go back and do another playthrough of Hollow Knight, and then go back and bring the Hollow Knight randomizers back, which I used to do all the time. I used to do those a lot, and I haven't even touched the game in a long time. You know what? Yes, I mentioned Hollow Knight. The neurons are firing. Let me see. When is the last time I even played Hollow Knight? I don't even have it installed. It's been so long I don't even have it installed anymore. August 12th is the last time I played Hollow Knight. So I would have to reinstall it. I'm sure I don't even have the mod loader anymore. Or I might have it somewhere. But I'm sure I'd have to try to get everything set up again for that. But that is technically a possibility as well, would be to do a Hollow Knight something or other. I do remember last time I was doing Hollow Knight, I was like, it's gonna be a casual run that I'm gonna try to complete quickly, and then it took me like 4 streams to do the casual run, and I was just like, what is happening here? But yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah. Yeah, it is a long game. I was expecting it to be like, I know this game well. I could do this quickly. I could beat this game in 1 stream, maybe 2. And then it was like, nope, it's a 4-game stream or a 4-stream game. Well, I don't know any tricks and glitches and stuff, which is why I can't speedrun. Like, I can play the game quickly, but I can't actually speedrun, is the thing. Right. What I'm realizing is that some people don't actually have pronouns set. This is a thing. You may not know that this is a thing, but it is. You can definitely do this. I recommend it as well. If you go to that link, then you can set up your pronouns in the system. Alejo is the creator of the system. Oh yeah, no, that's an easy thing. That overlay is for the time markers is super easy. I actually have that. I was thinking more of like when Linkus does a run of Wind Waker, it's like he's got like a grid and it's like 10 items across and it's like tiny in the corner of the screen of like all of the items that he's collected for the randomizer kind of thing. But yeah, the actual timer and stuff I have. In fact, that's the timer that I was using for the Bloomix tournament when I did that tournament. But yeah, if you go to that link, you can set your pronouns in the system, and then you will need a way to view them. I personally recommend the Frankerface Z extension. And all you have to do is go get Frankerface Z, then go into the settings, and then search for the pronoun add-on, and then just enable that. And then you'll be able to see pronouns next to your name. The pronouns that you set in the system will show up as a little badge next to your name, and you'll be able to see the pronouns for anybody else who has set theirs in the system. I do recommend anybody and everybody to do that. It's not technically an official Twitch thing, but it is the way to do it. And in fact, if you have the viewer on and enabled and whatever, they've actually it's actually not recent at this point, but actually, if the streamer has pronouns set up, then the little the little pronoun badge actually shows up next to their name as well. So like there's a little badge that says he him next to my name, if you have that extension to actually be able to view it. So I do highly recommend getting that. You'll be surprised once you show how many people actually do have that set up. So we might just need to like refresh or something once you have it set up to be able to get it to actually show up this time or whatever. It can also take a few minutes to get it actually registered in the system, but I do recommend doing that. It's called Frankerface Z. It's in that the bot message there. The link, it down, yeah. It'll just be an browser extension that you can install. And you can actually do a few different things with it. Like I have it set up through mine to auto collect the bonus points. Obviously, as you watch, of course, then you earn channel points. And every 15 minutes, there's the little green chest that appears that you can click to get bonus points. You can actually set up the extension to automatically claim those for you. So you never have to think about it. And then there's a lot of other stuff that you can do with it, just like customization options and stuff, which is nice. And you can, and they also have like custom emotes and stuff that you can use and whatever. He's so quiet without any music playing. Oh, man. Ooh, nice. Got the Great Club. Cool. I'm trying to remember where that is. Ooh, right. Old Altus drop. Stone Digger Troll. That's right. Yeah. Old Altus Tunnel's an interesting one to go through. With the thing shooting all the stuff. That I don't even know what that enemy is called. It shoots all of the like gravity orbs or whatever. Gravity rocks. That area can be a bit of a nightmare. Gravity Well, that's the name of the spell. Okay, I don't actually know what that enemy is called. No. The creatures and enemies list for this dungeon doesn't actually have that enemy listed. That's interesting. Ooh, you know what I could do is if I just look at the interactive map, because there's one of them in Ainzel. Malformed Star. That's what it's called. That enemy is called a Malformed Star. I did not know that at all. That is so interesting, actually. Huh. I may have a ridiculous amount of time in Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight? I said Hollow Knight because I still have the Hollow Knight story, the Steam page open for Hollow Knight in my library. My God. I may have 468 hours in Elden Ring, but I can still learn more stuff. And we're officially over the hour mark of just chatting. That is insane! I never thought that that would actually be a thing that was possible for me to do. Oh my god. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. I don't use um sorceries at all. I use um cuz I just do well, you'll see when I play Elden Ring. I do a dex build with katanas, and then I do use a few incantations. Um yeah. I do use I mean, when I do like runs where I'm like trying to do a lot, then I'll buy like every single sorcery that I and incantation. Okay. Curious about Dragon Communion in what way? Like what it is, or like the lore behind it, or oh, just the Dragon Communion spells. Okay. Yeah, some of them are good. I feel like it's somewhat situational. Cuz they are fairly short range. Um so you kind of have to be they're short range, and it can be a little bit slow to cast. So if you're like dealing with like a faster moving enemy at further range and stuff, then they tend to not be very good. But if you can successfully pull off a Dragon Communion sorcery, no, are those? No, those are incantations. The Dragon Communion stuff is incantations, not sorceries. If you can manage to pull it off, then some of them can be quite good. I one that I was trying to use sprays Scarlet Rot, and I gave up on it. But there's been a few things that I've ended up giving up on. I tried to use Swarm of Flies for a while at one point as well, which can be good, but it's also kind of Ooh, excuse me. Can be kind of situational. Um, yeah, I don't know if you knew this, but doing the Dragon Communion stuff actually permanently changes your eyes. If you look closely, you'll actually have bloodshot eyes for doing the Dragon Communion stuff. And or no, the bloodshot eyes is for doing Vare's quest. The You'll get like yellowish, like dragon-like eyes for doing a lot of the Dragon Communion stuff. Actually, if you do Vare's quest, then you'll just have the bloodshot eyes, because the bloodshot eyes overrides the dragon eyes. I think. I'm pretty sure. And then I won't spoil it, but one of the possible endings also changes your eyes as well. And it's no matter what way they change, there's actually no way to change it back. At least not officially. There's a way to, well, I say officially, there's a way to like turn off eye effects so that you don't see it, but it's just like turning off the effect and it's still happening. So that's something that's kind of cool. um, my dad's playing piano downstairs. I'm seeing if the mic is picking it up. It doesn't look like it is. Oh, it is actually, I think, a little bit. Not much, though. You can't hear it? That's fine. Ooh, nice. New mic is always fun. Is it one that I might know? Is it a company that or a brand or whatever that I might recognize? Ooh, Fifine. Okay. Yeah. That's what I had before I had this one. Um, my old mic was a Fifine mic. And the reason I don't use it anymore is because I've got the audio interface, and so this here. It's like a professional studio mic, XLR mic. That was very risky to lift that up because now it's gonna do the thing because I still didn't like fix the cord situation with it. That fix it? Yes, it did. Ooh, it has XLR. Okay, cool. I'm guessing it's one that's like both XLR and USB then, because if you not, then you have to have an XLR device to be able to use it. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, Fifine is a very good mic. I mean, it's the one, as I said, that I was using before this. I stopped using it only because it was not an XLR mic, and so I couldn't use it anymore once I got the audio interface. But yeah, it's a good quality one. So you're gonna like that one for sure. Nice. I felt a sneeze coming and then it didn't come. Trying to think if there's anything else to cover. Ooh, nice. Okay. And that's another thing to cover. YouTube. So obviously all of my, like it has been, I missed a few. I was bad about keeping up with things over my hiatus, and I ended up losing a few VODs from like right before the hiatus. At least I think or I might have, or not from right before the hiatus, but like I think I did end up losing a few VODs, which is annoying, but it is what it is. But VODs will be going up on YouTube, and then that's another thing that I want to start doing this year. I don't know if it's going to work very well, especially since I have absolutely no experience in it, but I do want to start doing YouTube content, like actual dedicated YouTube content. Now, of course, I do have the piano channel, which there it is. Thank you. That is a link to the piano channel. That is nice recordings of me playing piano downstairs on the piano that my dad is currently playing that I thought you could hear but can't. So those are like nicely edited recordings of me playing piano. I want to get more onto there. I want to do more recordings, But then I also want to do more and actually start doing stuff on my main channel as well. I guess I might as well link all of the channels here. So there's the main channel. There's nothing on there right now. And then here's the VOD channel where all of the VODs are going to be. And where they all are, except for the few that got lost. I think I actually still need to upload a few that I missed out on, but whatever. I'll take care of that at some point. But then on the main channel, I want to start actually producing proper content that has been cut down from streams, and as well as do more piano recordings to go up on that channel and stuff. So that is something that I want to try to do this year, is actually start getting that stuff going a little bit, because I have no presence on YouTube whatsoever, and I want to fix that. I actually haven't set up a command for it yet. Oh my god, I was just reminded I completely forgot to post on Blue Sky that I went live. Okay. There we go. I have made a post about this stream on Blue Sky, even though the stream might not last a whole lot longer. But that's another thing that I want to do, is I'm going to be much more active on Blue Sky. I can grab this link here. There's a link to my Blue Sky. If you want to follow there for maybe stream updates, if I remember to do it. I'm going to post updates about the Pokemon game on there as well. And other updates and stuff like that. So that's all going to be on there as well. Yeah. I don't honestly know if there's a whole lot else to talk about. An ad's about to start. Sorry about that. Or not? Question mark? Hello? Ad? You just made your account yesterday. Okay. Let me go ahead and follow you back there. There's the ad. I'm just gonna do one thing real quick. Hold on. Okay. Wait, give me Give me a second. There's one thing that I want to do real quick. Da-da-da-da-dum. Give me a sec. Okay. What was I talking about? Blue sky, right. Yeah, that's fair. My sessions still tend to be like 3 hours plus. Welcome back from the ads, everybody. One second. Okay. That was a weird noise. Okay, anyway. Sorry, just trying to doing my usual tech support stuff, trying to debug stuff over here. Give me a second. Okay. Um. Oh, yeah, that's another thing that happened. I don't actually. Did I actually talk about that? I don't know if I talked about it. Um, but while I was on hiatus, I actually was promoted within Bluemix a little bit. Obviously, I've been part of Bluemix since March. I got a tiny mini promotion within Bluemix in that I am now part of the official Bluemix IT squad. Um, so Bluemix besties, if any Bluemix besties are listening, you know how to reach out if you ever have trouble with anything stream related. Submit a ticket on the Bluemix server, and uh, possibly me, possibly Brenda, who is our other IT Iris. Um, one of us will be able to help. There is an official system there now. And in fact, I have an official system on my Discord as well. It's the same exact system, in fact. Uh, it's the same ticketing system. You can submit a ticket to request help. And of course, that one is not Bluemix specific. Anybody can request if they need help with stream stuff to go ahead and submit a ticket on the Discord. I will get notified that you've submitted the ticket, and then we can work out whatever you need help with. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. I guess going back to like things to expect on the channel, it's not going to happen for a long time. I'm sure, just because I am not, because I have been so indecisive about something in particular. But eventually I want to get back to doing Lego sets as well. I have a number of architecture sets to build, actually. But I can't build them quite yet. But once I can, I definitely want to do that as well. So there will be streams of doing that. There will be more streams of doing transcriptions of DeCapo's arrangements. DeCapo, of course, is another Bluemix bestie. He is a musician as well, who writes arrangements of video game music. I take those arrangements for the solo piano ones at least, and actually create the sheet music for them, so that I can learn it and then others can learn it as well. So that's gonna come back. I've done it a few times on stream before. I want to do more of those. The Lego, of course, we already talked about what games are going to be. It's going to be casual playthroughs of various. I believe Lego now actually has its own category. People would use makers and crafting, just because it was the thing that fit the best. But I do believe Lego is now actually its own category. I want to say it is, at least. Yeah, Lego and brick building is its own category. Which is nice that actually exists now, because it didn't exist when I built Legos before. So, yeah. Okay, I don't know why that thing isn't working. It's weird that that's not working. Because it's working, just not working. Maybe just try doing it again, maybe? And just see if it, like, didn't save for whatever reason. Oh, I gotcha. Sounds good. And now we're just sitting here in silence because I don't have anything else to talk about. I guess we could talk about news that is happening. Have you never used one? You've never used a rune arc? I will say, well, okay. So the way a rune arc works is once you have a great rune and you've gone to the tower to actually activate it and like get the restored version of it, then you can equip it, which is what the little box next to your health bar is, right? Is the equipped rune. And then what you can do is you can use a rune arc to activate its ability, and it will remain active until the next time you die. So Godric's Great Rune is the best one. Yeah, it's kind of like Embers. It's like Embers from Dark Souls 3. Except that you actually have to have it activated. And then you use the rune arc. Using the rune arc, once you have one active and equipped, using the rune arc is like using an ember on it. Spent both Godric's? What? The rune arcs are single use. The Great Rune, once it's equipped, you can just equip it and then it's there. And every time you use a rune arc, it'll activate that one. What Godric's does, it actually gives you basically 40 free levels because it gives you 5 levels in every attribute. So you can equip it, use the rune arc to activate it, and it'll stay active, giving those. Oh, you mean the remembrances, not the Great Rune, the remembrances. Okay. So that's two different things then. What I'm talking about is the Great Runes, which was like the little circle thing that looked like the Elden Ring logo. Right? That was Godric's Great Rune. And then like Renala's is like the little circle with the line sticking up. Right? Yeah, those are in your key items. What you can do is you can go to, if you're sitting at a grace, there's going to be a menu option for Great Runes, and you can equip Godric's Great Rune. Renala's actually can't be equipped. You can equip Godric's, and that's going to go into that little box next to your health and stamina and FP. That's what that little box is. It's that. And then you can use a rune arc to activate it, which will give you 5 levels in every single attribute. So 40 levels, essentially, for free. Well, not for free. It's using a rune arc. And then that'll stay active until you die. And then once you die, the effect disappears. Just like using an Ember in Dark Souls 3, right? And the rune arcs are limited use, or limited in the number that you can get, just like Embers are limited. There's a lot of them, though. Like, I think on the final boss of my very first playthrough, I probably used like 20 of them on that boss. I don't know. You can get a lot. But yeah, what the mod does is it actually there's a mod for it that actually changes how they work. 'Cause hold on. So Godric's raises all attributes by 5, essentially giving you 40 free levels. There's one that restores HP upon defeating enemies. One that just, instead of raising everything, just raises HP, FP, and stamina by 15% each. One raises your max HP by 25%, which if you need a lot of health, that's a good one, I guess. Then one of them is grants a blessing of blood to phantoms. Ring of Favor? I'm not even recognizing that name. These are all the effects of the different Great Runes. Like, you got Godric's Great Rune, Lunala's Great Rune, right? These are the effects of the Great Runes. Oh. From a different Souls game. Okay, hold on. Ring of Favor increases max HP by 3%, stamina by 8.5, and equip load by 5. So that's a little different. It's similar, but no, these are the actual like effects of the Great Runes that you get when using a rune arc with that Great Rune active, right? But like, Godric's Great Rune is everything is raised by 5, so you're essentially getting 40 free levels when you use a rune arc. Right? And so none of the other ones, I personally feel like, are really ever worth doing. And of course, Moog grants a blessing of blood to phantoms. I don't even know what that means just based on that description. But that's a multiplayer thing only. It only affects invasions. Master Hugh is the blacksmith at Round Table. for doing Roderica's quest. Yeah, just the blacksmith. Yeah. Jellyfish is the second jellyfish is basically the second best summon in the game. It's really good. It's the only one, and it's the only one I use until I get the best summon in the game. In which case, of course, once I get that, then I just use that. And then I never use any other Spirit Ash ever for anything. Yeah, I know a lot of people use the wolves, but they die so quickly. They're so fragile. Ooh, Latenna. Okay. Yeah, I've never used Latenna's ashes or anything else really besides like the wolf and the jellyfish and the best one in the game, which I'm not going to say for spoiler reasons. Speaking of spoiler reason stuff, all the Nintendo stuff that's been happening. Have people been keeping up with the Nintendo stuff at all? Of what's happening? Because basically the entire next console is leaked at this point. Everything is leaked. We know all of the dimensions. We know exactly what it looks like. We know the color scheme. We know some of the games that are going to be coming to it on launch. We know everything at this point. I mean, that's what happens when Nintendo doesn't give us a first look trailer, is that after they've gone into mass production. Because, like, it seems at this point that it's going to officially be revealed, like, at the end of the month, and then possibly have a March release, is what it seems to be looking like right now. Based on what we know. But yeah, every we know everything. I don't know off the top of my head, but it seems that a possible holiday release for this year's holiday release is possibly Mario Kart 9 alongside a Mario Kart Special Edition version of the Switch 2, which we do know that it's officially called a Switch 2 as well. That's another thing. It is the Switch 2. Let me check something real quick. While I'm trying to find this, one thing that I do know is It's gonna work kind of like the way the 3DS worked, in that the entire Switch 1 library is going to be available, um, both physical and digitally. Um, those games are all carrying over. You'll be able to play original Switch games on the Switch 2. Um, NSO is also going to be carrying over to the next console as well. Eh, yeah, I mean, a lot of people thought that they might go with like Super Nintendo Switch as like a callback to the Super Nintendo, right? But they didn't. It's actually just called the Switch 2. Um, it's interesting. It's decently larger than the Switch is. Um, because the Switch has, what is it, a 7-inch screen, I think. Um, the Super Switch, yeah, they didn't go with that. Um, I think the original Switch has a 7-inch screen, maybe. The Switch 2 screen is 8.4, so it's decently larger. The Joy Cons are very interesting. They actually connect magnetically, instead of having those like Joy-Con rails or whatever and like sliding in, it's like snaps in magnetically and is apparently significantly more sturdy. The joysticks, I believe, are supposed to have are be are, spo- are supposed to be Hall effect sticks, which, if you don't know what that means, it basically means that it uses like magnets to detect the movement, and so which means they don't drift. So it would fix all of the drifting problems. There's extra buttons on the back of the um, Joy Cons as well. There's another button on the right one. It seems to have an optical sensor to be able to use the Joy-Con like a mouse, which is really interesting. The main color scheme is going to be blue and orange for the colored version. Um, yeah, it's it's interesting. It's really interesting what they're doing with it. It's going to be significantly more powerful as well. Um, apparently, it's supposed to be powerful enough to be able to run Elden Ring, even. So that's interesting. I mean, it nice. So, who knows? We'll probably see Elden Ring on it. We might see Elden Ring Night Rain on Switch 2 as well. Um, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. It's but yeah, it's significantly more powerful. It has 12 gigs of RAM. The For comparison, the original Switch only has 4 gigs of RAM. So it's gonna have 12 instead, which is a lot more. Gonna be way more powerful. Uh, yeah, that's kind of a very brief overview of it. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Oh, I will wait for the ads in order to talk about the games. That's just a minute. Gives me a little bit of time here to figure this out. da, da, da. Let me see. So, okay, welcome back. The what it seems like is that there could be a lot of like Xbox games that come over to Switch too, because of Microsoft's new policy of like, because remember oops, like the whole ad campaign that they did, that they've been doing, where it's like everything is an Xbox, right? Your computer is an Xbox, your phone is an Xbox, you whatever, everything is an Xbox, right? And so like a lot of, I think they're like bringing more games to PC. They're letting PlayStation get some of those games as well. And so a lot of those could be coming to Switch too as well. Is kind of one of the big things. Um, about specific games, I'm not sure. But that's kind of a thing that's uh a big part of that discussion of what new game or what third party games and stuff would come to it. And it seems to be like it could be a lot of all of that kind of stuff. So, yeah. We've been talking for almost 2 hours. This is insane. This is actually insane. What the heck is happening here? Oh man. It's been fun though. I've been having fun today. This is, while it's very unusual for a stream, it is very nice to be getting back into the swing of things with it. So, okay, looks like the thing still isn't working the way it's supposed to. No, it's not. That's annoying. Also, the thing still doesn't look like it's updating. I don't know why that is. That is weird. I don't get it. But oh well. We can deal with that some other time. I've been seeing that. Your status on Discord has been giving it away. um Yeah, I don't think there's anything else really that I wanted to talk about. I mean, we've managed to make it 2 hours, which awesome. That's amazing that we've have managed to make it 2 hours in just chatting when I normally can't even get 5 minutes. um, I've already gone over everything that I wanted to go over. So, my voice is starting to get a little sore here from talking so much. So, I think we're maybe gonna call it. I'm never gonna get to raid her, am I? She always streams early, so I'm probably never gonna get to raid her. Which is annoying. You know who we can raid, though? You know who we can raid? Is D. I think we're gonna go say hi to D. If you don't know D, then you absolutely should. D is the leader of Bloomix. She's the creator, she's the founder, creator of Bloomix Studio, which of course is the team that I am a part of. So I think it's fitting that on my first day back from hiatus, we go say hi to D. So, here, there, that took a little while, but it happened. There are the raid messages. The one with the music notes is if you are not subbed. The one with all of the extra text. This one is if you are subbed. And we are gonna go say hi to D. That button is not working right now, so I have to do this manually. I will see you all later. Bye.